Good morning, Zambians. Good morning, fellow Zambians. How are you today? Mulishani bane? How is everyone? Yeah, so share this broadcast. Invite even other Zambians to come and watch. As usual, please continue sharing. Share, and let the country see. Yeah, so I want to start as usual with the national anthem. Stand and sing of Zambia, proud and free, land of wake and joy in unity, victors in the struggle for their right. We've won freedom's fight over, strong and free. Africa is our own motherland, fashioned and blessed by God's good hand. Let us, so our people, join as one, brothers under the sun, Noah, strong and free. One land and one nation is our cry. Dignity and peace needs Zambia's sky. Like a noble eagle in its flight, Zambia, praise to thee, oh, strong and free. Praise be to God. Praise be. Bless our great nation, Zambia. Free men we stand under the flag of our land, Zambia. Praise to thee. Hello, fellow Zambians. We continue to pray for our country. We continue to pray that Zambia continues to enjoy the peace that we have enjoyed in the past years. But I want to start first of all by saying that peace is one thing that has been abused in this country for a long time. The word peace has been abused. Okay, and what do I mean? Politicians have abused this word peace, especially those in power. They've abused the word peace when a lot of people are hungry. A lot of people have no food in their homes, but you're saying, oh, peace, we have enjoyed peace for whatever years, blah, 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 blah. Look, how do you preach peace when you yourselves are not peaceful? When you yourselves perpetrate violence, when you yourselves infringe human rights, freedoms of people, where is the peace? Where is the peace? Where is the peace? So, what we want to talk about today is something that is very, very important, and I want every youth to tune in, every youth to watch this video, every youth to watch this video. Share this podcast, share this video, and let the youth tune in. It's time that youths know what we are standing for, and our leaders need to know what we are standing for. What is it that we are standing for? What is it that we are up to? Okay. Now, I want to talk about uh, this very quickly, because I know that I brought this video very, like it was a quick video that I needed to tell the people. Now, when we say the baddest movement, a lot of people are worried about the name baddest. No, the name baddest CHELLAH is not sitting properly and all those things. Let me tell you something. In this country, if you come up with an organization or a youth group and you want to go and register it at Pakra, first of all, Pakra itself there, those people there will say, no, this is an opposition group. The baddest movement is not, our movement as youths is not a movement for any opposition or for any civil rights society, whatever you call them. This movement is for the youths. The youths have waken up, and the youths have come to realize that their rights and freedoms have been taken away. Our rights and freedoms in our country have been stolen. We are living like foreigners in our own country. That is the more reason why it's not easy to go, even you go and say, okay, we register an organization in the name of what. No. I want everyone that is following our movement to understand that forget about the name, baddest movement. Forget about the name. Focus on the goals, focus on the vision, focus on the mission. Okay? Focus on the mission. Now, a time for youth reawakening has come. Okay? And youth countrywide need to stand up for one thing. For how long shall youth be used as ladders where politicians just climb and attain to power, then they leave you, then come back to you after 5 years? Oh, let's go now and campaign. Youths in this country have been used as tools of violence. Now, we are coming to say no to all those things. No to youth being used as tools of violence. No to youth being used as vessels of politicians who want to insult each other. You politicians insult each other amongst yourselves. Don't use the youth to say, go and insult this person for me. Go and insult this person for me. No. What we are trying to say is the youth movement that we are creating as at the moment is a movement not for fame, not for who is what. No, this is a movement to make the youths realize that they are worth more than being used as tools of violence and tools of insults. We are tired of being used as youths, as pawns in the game of chess. For how long will politicians will use you as games of in the game of chess? No, panga for panga, mapatizia formula. What? You, your children, don't go there to fight. Your children, you politicians, your children sit in their homes, in the comfort of their homes. They don't even go out to campaign, but you are using children of other people to go and fight your battles. You use the youths of this country have been used for years, for time immemorial, as tools of violence. Now we, the youths, have come to realize and say enough is enough being used as tools of violence. This video needs to go viral, and I want every politician to hear this. Whether it's HH, it's Kalaba, it's President Edgar Lungu, it's whoever, let them listen and listen clearly. Let them listen clearly and properly. That this country the youths of this country will no longer be used as tools of violence. Get me right. And I want all the youths across the country. Because these people have been using us as tools of violence. Now, it is time that presidents should address us, not ministers. We are not interested in listening to a minister. We are not interested in listening to your ministers. We are not interested in listening to your aid politics. We are not interested, because when you are asking for votes, you come to us and say, youths, I'll do this and this and this for you. Why should you be sending a minister to come and address us? When we were voting for you, when you were campaigning, you did not send the minister, say, go and tell them to say, oh, vote for him. No. You came direct to us. The way you ask for votes from us is the way you should come and address us. The way you come to ask for votes is the way you should also come and address us. Now, this is the thing. You are promising us more jobs, employment, whatever it is. You've made all those promises you made. None of those promises have you fulfilled. You have not fulfilled any of those promises that you made to the youths. Now that you failed to fulfill those promises you made to the youths, you now send people to come and say, go and tell the youths this, go and listen to what the youths want. When you are campaigning, you know what the youths want. You speak the language that the youths want to hear. But when we have voted for you and you've gone into power, you have forgotten what the youths wanted, and now you want to hear from the youths. No. No. So, this thing of using young people as ladders to get into power must come to an end, and it has come to an end. And we are not going to be scared of you, even if you instruct to say, oh, Honorable Campion, go and break their legs. Zambia police, go and break their legs. You break their legs. You come and break our legs. But you want to break our voices. We vote for you. You come and say, go and break their legs. We vote for you. We put you in office for you to defend the constitution of this country and its people. You go and you want to send the police officers to break the people. What kind of a lawmaker is Tutu Angulube? You, Tutu Angulube, busy telling go and break their legs. What kind of a lawmaker are you? And you are the people who sit in parliament. And we want to remind all the politicians seeking to be in that office to know that the youths will no longer take this thing will no longer take this nonsense anymore of being threatened. The youths of this country have now risen. Now let me share with you the mission for this movement. Our mission is to hold our politicians and our leaders accountable of their promises, campaign promises. We shall hold you accountable. Now, this is not just to the ruling party. This is even to the opposition. If you are aspiring to be president of this country, you must know that the youth of this country will no longer just sit and watch you loot. Want you, even before you steal that money, you will be thinking to say, oh, the youth in this country are watching. We are watching you. So you need now, my word to those in opposition also, fix your houses, fix your parties now. And before you start thinking, oh, these youths, because they are complaining against the government and complaining against whatever is happening in the country, does not mean they are opposition. We are not opposition. We are not happy with what is going on. Even you, if you won the elections and you came into power, we are going to follow you. We are going to speak. We are going to speak. We are not going to be scared. We are going to tell you the truth. So this is not a thing of no. If your Harikalaba messes up, if your HH messes up, if your Kambwiri messes up, if your Edith Nawakwi messes up, we are going to tell them off. We are going to hold you accountable of your promises, those campaign promises you make. So this movement is not for the ruling party, it's even for the opposition who hold you accountable. If your party are corrupt, we are going to tell you. And we are not scared of your cadres who like insulting because we've touched the people they hero worship. Where they hero worship you, hero worship. Us, our vision is bigger than a political party. Our vision is bigger than a political gathering, a political grouping. Our vision is for Mother Zambia, is for a great Zambia, is for a Zambia that is developed. Because at the end of the day, these politicians, they have their cadres to please. They please their cadres. When, as we speak, those in opposition are planning to how they are going to take over the markets. How they are going to take over the markets. Next year, we will be seeing a thing happening where those in the ruling party are defecting to the opposition. Next year, they will be defecting from ruling to opposition, from opposition to ruling. There will be defections. What do? They are not changing anything. They are just changing. They are not changing anything. It's just the name of the party remains there, but it's the same people. Next year, when we see that you are just accepting the same people that we are condemning right now, they will defect to your party, and you say, in the name of numbers, we are going to decampaign you. We have all seen that in the current regime, a lot of ministers are corrupt and compromised. A lot of leaders are corrupt and compromised. We see next year that Dora Syria defects to UPND, to DP, to what? you are done. You are done. You are done. We are not going to tolerate leaders that will just be accepting anything for the sake of votes, for the sake of numbers. You just accept anything, anyone. Come, jump into this. Come, join. Those are the same people you are going to appoint. Those are the same people. Look, a chameleon is still a chameleon even if they change colors. A chameleon does not change because they've changed the colors. No. A chameleon still remains a chameleon. Whether it changes from green to red, from red to blue, from blue to yellow, it's a chameleon. It remains a chameleon. So these people that are stealing now, because they want to be arrested next year, they will change camps when elections come. When elections come, they will change camps. This is the more reason why we are just recycling politicians. You are recycling politicians. This politician has left this. They move with the same corrupt mentality, same corrupt elements. They come and join another political party. We are shifting that mentality of politics of belly, politics of just selfish desires, to politics that focus on the people and politics that focus on developing our land. We only have one country. We only have one Zambia. And this Zambia, this country that we have, it needs to be protected. It needs to be protected. This country needs protection. The people we are fighting to say are corrupt. Next year, no, they've joined us. Should we see these people joining your camp, forget about our votes. Forget. Now, our vision as the baddest movement, and like I told you, we are rebranding, but we won't tell you the name now, because when we tell you the name now, they will come and say, hey, that organization don't register. They won't register. So in the meantime, I'm appealing, just be content with the baddest name. Okay? Our vision is to see a corrupt and violent-free Zambia. A Zambia that is conducive for every Zambian. A Zambia where Zambians remain Zambians. And what we want is our leaders to realize ichibemba chitiri okuteka embwa mano. Ukuteka embwa mano. Buleni abantu umfweni ife abantu balefa okulanda. Kutikeni kufe abantu balefa okulanda. Ukuteka imbwa mano. Umfweni kubantu ife balefwaya ofe balefwaya. Not mune patikisha abantu ife ndofuta balefwaya. Don't force people to eat what they don't want to eat. Muila patikisha abantu just for the sake of no, eat porridge, it's good for you. We don't want to be fed things that we don't. We want to eat what you are also eating. You are eating bread and butter. If what you are could porridge, could sample, it's okay. What you are eating is what you should also eat. Do not come to us and start telling, no, Zambia, just eat this, eat. We all want to eat that cake. We all want to go and sleep at Hotel Intercontinental or whatever these hotels are, Pamosi hotels. Mention the hotels. We also want to sleep in those hotels. Not you, we vote for you. You go and start sleeping in hotels. Us, we should be sleeping in small utuma motels, not to shara. No. The same chicken and chips that you are eating, we also want to eat the same chicken and chips you are eating. Zambia should be for all Zambians, and every Zambian should benefit. Every Zambian should benefit. Not when we speak, when you are eating alone, you eat, we vote for you, you eat alone, you are satisfied, you are happy. Now that you are satisfied and you are happy, we challenge you to say, we also want to eat chicken and chips. You say, oh, Campion, go and fix them. No. You, you're eating nani kind of chicken and chips and all those things you're enjoying. We want equal rights. We want equal benefits because we are all Zambians. If we got to Mr. Challenge that we are not eating well, that we are not managing 3 meals in a day, you go and say, no, a bowman, swa. You, swa, No. The corruption in this country is too much. And this corruption in this country is robbing our country millions and millions of dollars. Millions and millions. And what I want is all youths across the country, can we stand up and demand our rights? Can we have one voice? Can we have one voice? Can we unite and make these people realize to say, as youths in this country, we have the power to change? Do you know that we have the power to change? We have the power. We have the power to fire them, to hire them, and we are going to show them come 2021 to say, we've got the power. The youths of this country have got the power to hire and fire. And now, I want to address Minister of Energy. The Minister of Energy, Chinjenge, who is that Minister of Energy? You Chinjenge, you are planning to open a petroleum secretariat at Minister of Energy so that you disband petals. You should even stop thinking about those things, you Chinjenge. Chinjenge, stop thinking about that movement. Because you Chinjenge and Benson Tembo, who is the Secretary General for Petals, are being used by Caliph. Caliph Motors is a foreigner. That guy is a foreigner. Okay? Now, that foreigner is now controlling the fuel industry. That Caliph guy is controlling. Now, have you ever seen Zambian go to Somalia and control the fuel industry, the fuel business in Somalia? Have you seen a Zambian that has gone out of this country to go and control the fuel business in the fuel industry in South Africa? Have you seen a Zambian that has left Zambia to go and even in Congo, where fuel is cheap, fuel that goes to Congo passes, it transits through Zambia, but fuel in Congo is cheaper than it is in Zambia. Fuel that in Congo, fuel is cheaper than it is in Zambia. Yet that fuel passes through Zambia. It transits through Zambia. And yet in this country, fuel is expensive. Because there is Caliph who is twisting government. Mr. President, the fuel prices, sir, can reduce once you fix Caliph. Mr. President, we are calling on you to fix Caliph, deport Caliph, deal with Caliph. The moment you deal with Caliph Motors, this industry, what will happen is that the fuel transportation industry has been hijacked by a foreigner, and this foreigner is selfish. He doesn't want anyone to come into the industry. So this guy Caliph is controlling everything. The Ministry of Transport, this is why they get the transport licenses to transport fuel. This is why they get these licenses. Now, this Caliph guy is controlling the Ministry of Transport, and the Ministry of Energy. And is using Zambians and use Zambians at the Ministry of Energy and Ministry of Transport, permanent secretaries. Can you fix this thing? Anti-Corruption Commission, DEC, Drug Enforcement Commission, can you go to these ministries, investigate what is happening there? This Caliph guy is managing these people. This Caliph guy is so strong that even at ERB, he just threatens ERB to say, ERB, if you don't listen to me, if you don't dance to my tune, all the tankers will be grounded. And when the tankers are grounded, what happens? Fuel cannot be transported. Fuel becomes scarce. And ERB has to dance to the tune of Caliph. ERB of Caliph. And yet Zambians out there are thinking, oh, CHELLAH is mad, CHELLAH is crazy. I'm not crazy. I'm trying to open your heads, your eyes, open, see things. Think about this thing. Fuel on the global market has reduced, but in Zambia it has not trickled down. What does it mean? What are you telling us? They are telling us there is old stock. Is that an excuse you can give to say there is old stock? No, it's because the transport sector of fuel, Caliph is controlling. And Caliph is sitting on you Zambians. Eh? Caliph is sitting. Foreigners are enjoying. Foreigners are the ones who are sitting on your right. They are the ones sitting on your right. Foreigners are the ones controlling. How can you look? If you the moment foreigners control the fuel sector, all these things keep increasing. Look, what do you use to transport a mini meal from wherever to wherever? Eh? And use that transport requires what? It requires fuel. So the moment it's expensive, mini meal goes expensive. Bus fares increase. So you as a Zambian, you don't know that the ripple effects of what Caliph is doing in holding the fuel industry, holding it, like squeezing the fuel industry. This is squeezing the fuel industry. And the fact that he's squeezing the fuel, he's squeezing the economy. That's why he's boasting to say he's the most powerful person in this country. That's what he boasts. And yet, the most powerful person in this country should be our president. Then we should keep quiet. That fuel has gone to Somalians. There's cartels. They've created cartels. Mention which Zambian can control the fuel industry in Zambia. There is no one. This Caliph even boasts to say is very powerful. At State House, he's powerful. That's what he says. Open your eyes, Zambians. Open your eyes. Millions and millions of dollars are leaving this country. When will the kwacha perform better against the dollar? It is difficult for the kwacha to perform well against the dollar when foreigners are the ones running your economy. The economy of this country is supposed to be run by Zambians. So, if the cost of transporting fuel, if the transportation of fuel is run by someone else and is being controlled by someone else, the oil market and all the okay, guys, I hope you are watching this video and you are seeing what I'm talking about. This country's economy, major sectors of this country, of this economy, is being run by foreigners and not by the indigenous Zambians. This economy can only be revamped and can only be it can only come back to its position, its rightful position, when you give it to the Zambian people. Let the Zambians start controlling the transport sector, the petars. Let Zambians be transporting a fuel. Because we have a lot of Zambians who've got tankers. We have a lot of Zambians that can transport fuel. Why should one person be transporting fuel? Why should he be in the sector? Open your eyes. That is why we as the baddest movement, and soon as we go, I'm sure we shall rebrand. But our vision is to see that Zambia becomes a go-to country. A country where these injustices, all these things, should stop. The wrong things should not happen at our watch in this country. Wrong things should not happen whilst we are watching. No, we are not sleeping. I'm appealing to every Zambian to wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. When will the youth be empowered? When will the youth get their jobs? If foreigners are controlling the economy, these foreigners, when they control Caliph Motors, which driver has he employed? Which driver has he employed? Most of the people that are working with Caliph are from where? And they from Somalia. How many Zambians are working at Caliph Motors? When these sectors are now run by foreigners, they bring their foreign people, their people from run their businesses. If foreigners are running the major sectors of this economy, they will bring their people to come, and that money is going out of the country. And you are complaining that there are no jobs for Zambians. No, there are jobs. There are plenty jobs for Zambians. Plenty jobs for Zambians. The only problem that is there is that the foreigners have taken advantage, and the foreigners are running our economy. So because the foreigners are running the economy, Zambians have no opportunity, no job opportunities. All job opportunities have gone to foreigners. So how can a young person in Zambia apply for a job? Because already when they are getting these jobs, when they are getting these businesses, they call their people to come and work in their shops, to come and work in their companies. Where are you leaving your Zambian people? Where are your Zambians going to work? Now, begging for jobs from those foreigners. Because the economy is being run by foreigners. The economy is being controlled by foreigners. Zambians, you need to be empowered. If we look at the concrete industry from cement, the concrete industry, fair cement. Can we mention one Zambian company that is that exports cement? One Zambian owned company. And most of these so-called investors who come in this country, where do they hold their accounts? Their accounts are in foreign, out of Zambia. That's why they bank. They come to lie to us to say, no, we are not making any profits. Who invests in a business where they're not making profits? How do you come and invest in a business where you've projected to say you'll be making losses? These so-called investors, they come in the name of, no, we are not going to make profits in the next years. Those are lies. King is rich under ZRA. You give these people tax exemptions. Corruption. ZRA is failing to tax these people. You are taxing heavily your own people. Do those foreigners pay payee? Do they pay those taxes for their salaries, those foreigners? Zambians have become foreigners in their own land. And when we speak out, no, shut up. Baba Kampiongo, go and fix them. Baba Lusambo, go and fix them. No, this is our country. This is our country. This is our country. All these shops, most of these shops, if you go in the shops, Zambians are living like foreigners. Zambians cannot even speak out. When they are abused by these foreigners, Zambians have nowhere to go. You, Minister of Labor, you instead of you favoring your own people, you are in that position to favor your people, to listen to the pleas of your people. Now you are Labor Minister, you are not listening to the people. You, Minister of Religious Affairs, you don't. Where is your? What is your? You are sitting. You are watching. You are busy. Look, we should not. And as Zambians, they like the fact that we fight amongst each other. Let us stop fighting amongst each other. Stop fighting CHELLAH. Fight the evil that is happening in this country. CHELLAH is not your enemy. Your enemy are the people that are misappropriating your funds, your money, the people that are misusing your tax. The people that are taking millions of dollars out of this country. If you take millions of dollars out of this country, how will this country have, how are you going to have liquid? They can't be liquid in the country. There can't be liquid in this country. There can't be money in this country. Zambians cannot have more money in their pockets. People have no. You campaigned, Michael Chilufyasata campaigned that more money in people's pockets. Where is the money in people's pockets? People have no money in their pockets. What he meant is that the economy of this country should be run by people. Ukutekembwa mano ikaleni panshi umfweni ofya abantu balefwaya bushi abantu efu balelandira efi chinshi balelandira efi. Chinshi balelandira efi abantu chinshi abantu bafulirwa abantu ocho bafulirwa nifi insala ya chilamo abantu they are not okay. Next year, people are not voting against the person. They don't hate the person. They hate the game of corruption. Next year, they are voting against corruption. Next year, they are voting against the infringement of human rights and freedoms. We are entitled to speak out when things are not going well in the country. When things are not okay in our country, we are entitled to speak out and voice out. Your battle and my battle is to fight corruption and hunger that is happening in this country. Not to fight CHELLAH. We are not fighting President Lungu. We are not fighting... we are fighting the corruption, the hunger, the poverty. Every Zambian youth around the country, after this video, after this broadcast, tell me where you are. Let us start standing up as youths. Stand up as youths. Stand up as youths. And you people, you should not be scared. No, the prisoners now will start voting. Those prisoners, we need to educate them. With those prisoners, we need to educate them. Not that they should not vote. They should vote. But we should educate them to say, our brothers and sisters, you know why you are in prison? When the right people, the people that are supposed to be in the prisons were busy working in the Amos standards are still walking the streets of this country. Yet that guy has amassed a lot of millions of dollars from corruption. We continue reconstructing roads in Lusaka. Amos Chanda got $5 million. Whooping $5 million with Mushota. And you Zambians, $5 million. That $5 million, how many schools would it have helped? And you people at the Ministry of Education, those PEMIC vacancies, okay, increase. There is no way a teacher, let me talk about for the teachers now. Our teachers from 2015 to 2020 who were asked to upgrade their degrees, they upgraded their degrees. They used their money. They went to these Bayports, got loans, and went to study. We've seen of that in Chalimbana University, a lot of universities. And they went there and worked and got their degrees. Worked so hard to get their degrees. But you have not, the Teaching Service Commission, you have not upgraded their salaries. A degree holder, someone who has upgraded to a degree holder, is still getting the salary of a certificate holder. And those who are coming, who are joining the system with degrees, their salaries are okay. Where is the fairness? Where is justice? And you expect us to keep quiet? I went through the hands of a teacher. The teachers have educated all of us. The English that I'm speaking today is because there was a teacher that was teaching me. The reason why I'm able to analyze issues and think through is because there is a teacher that educated me. I'm not looking after those teachers. Those teachers are not being transferred. Replacement of teachers. How many teachers are working with their qualifications on the streets? They don't even know where they are going to use that degree, where they are going to use those qualifications for teaching. So, I am appealing to the government of the Republic of Zambia. The teachers need to be looked after. The PEMIC vacancies, create PEMIC vacancies for those teachers. Create PEMIC vacancies for the teachers who are degree holders. There is no way a teacher with a degree can be getting a salary of a certificate holder. I am appealing to every well-meaning Zambian to wake up and see that here the battle is against poverty. This country needs to be redeemed. You employ people, but there are no adverts. People just come and hear, no, people are employed. People are deployed. This thing in these ministries should stop. Where you just get your relatives, you are very lucky. You are very, 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 very lucky. If I were a presidential candidate, if I were a presidential candidate, I would say that the moment I'm coming into office as president, if we track to say your relatives are more in the ministry, you are all gone. In whichever sector. In whichever sector, if you are very like, because if you come if you go, for example, in the defense force, in the Zambia army, what, you just come and find that majority of we start checking a officer so check his relatives in that place. If we find that you have a lot of relatives in that place, out. That's corruption. That's how you fight corruption. Because the moment we start cleaning those people, because those people are the ones those people are no longer loyal to the government. They are loyal to the person that brought them in there. So if CHELLAH TUKUTA, for example, is the Commissioner Lusaka, okay, and when there is police recruitment, all my relatives, bring your papers. Bring your papers. They bring their papers. Then you employ, you recruit them. No, you uh, you need to make sure that all these people, if it's police recruitment, look at the way, if the presidency has got a lot of powers. The president can say, look, can you give me how recruitments are done in Zambia Army, Zambia Police? How are the recruitments done? Very easy. Analyze, and see. Okay, relatives, what. Okay. So these relatives are this person's family. How did they? What are their qualifications? What are their qualifications? Okay, check. Okay, so this person has been recruiting people because of their influence. Okay, cool. And you should not be lied to. Should not be lied to say, no, for someone to get recruited, they paid. People have no money. And this is what I want to clear. People should not lie to say, for me to get a job, I spent 18,000 kwacha, 10,000 kwacha. Where are you going to get the money from? Those are what we call unfounded, whatever it is. So, open your eyes and God bless you.